So take us inside where you see a little bit of hope with this Auburn offense.
Okay, because there were some drives that were actually okay offensively. I tried to cut it up yesterday, and I did not go back to the Penn State game. That game is literally a burn the tape. But the Auburn game last week, there were some things that I think you can do. One, I think Coy Moore is a really good player. Okay, you can feature him, and you can move him around. I think he's smart enough to be able to handle some of the slide stuffs. And I think some of their bootleg stuff, I would have 10 different bootlegs in. I mean, you name it, 10 different bootlegs in. And I think there's ways to, there were probably 5 or 6 different reads from Robbie Ashford this past weekend on zone read quarterback wraps that if he pulls it, I mean, dude, he's hitting his head on the goalpost. But he handed it, and I'm sure as a freshman, probably like, hey, man, when in doubt. Yeah, when in doubt. Well, there were definitely pulls because there were guys blocking out in front, like a quarterback wrap. So there were definitely a couple where he probably could have pulled it. The 4th down stop on the 29-yard line, if you call a bootleg there, he hits his head on the goalpost. And there were probably 5 or 6 different examples where had they just done or executed something a little bit better or made a little slightly better read, they're in pretty good shape. And I think just if they continue to just really lean into the zone read stuff, there's a chance for that to be successful. And I went back and watched more Adrian Martinez. If I'm Brian Harsin, I'm putting on Adrian Martinez film for Robbie Ashford because Adrian Martinez and Robbie Ashford are very similar at this point. Robbie Ashford, well, when Adrian Martinez was a freshman, I guess. So very similar in how they can do things as freshmen. Now, Adrian Martinez is advanced. He's a 4th-year player and has played a lot of football and actually has developed into a capable thrower, but he wasn't early in his career. But if you watch how Adrian Martinez invites the pass rush and then, boom, finds a seam up the middle between the guards and or between the tackles, and he attacks it vertically as opposed to just running around outside the tackles, trying to extend plays and moving horizontally, I think he can be that guy. And he's very, very dynamic when he gets a full head of steam. So I think he can score you some points. I really do. I really believe that. But he's got to execute better, and he's got to be more decisive when leaving the pocket as a runner.